My name is Ethan Cole, and 3 months ago I was just another broke 28-year-old trying to survive on instant ramen and gas station coffee. Now I'm the guy a literal millionaire tried to bribe, threaten, and ultimately destroy because I found out a secret he'd buried for 20 years. This is the story of how a billionaire's golden facade shattered, and how I almost lost my life exposing it. It all started when I got a job as a night shift security guard at the Orion Estate, a 40,000 square foot mansion owned by the self-made tech millionaire, Marcus Hale. You probably know him. Motivational podcasts, best-selling books, TikToks about discipline, Forbes lists, the perfect family, the perfect jawline. Basically the internet's favorite success story. But behind all that, there was something rotten, and I was the idiot who opened the door. My job was simple: monitor cameras, do hourly rounds, and pretend I didn't notice the weird rich people stuff. For the first week, nothing happened. Just me, marble floors, and a house so big it echoed like a cathedral. But then I started noticing strange things. At exactly 2:13 a.m. every night, the cameras in Wing C would flicker, not lose signal. Flicker, like someone was tapping into them. At first I thought it was a glitch, but then I checked the wiring. Everything was perfect. Then things escalated. One night, while doing rounds, I heard a muffled scream coming from behind a locked door in the east corridor. A woman's scream, high, desperate, terrified. I froze. The hairs on my arms stood up. Before I could react, Marcus Hale himself appeared behind me, barefoot, in a robe, smiling. But not the public smile, the one everyone knew. This one was cold, reptilian. "Ethan," he said calmly, "some areas of the house are off limits. You understand that, right?" I nodded like an idiot, my heart pounding out of my chest. He put a hand on my shoulder. "Good. I like employees who mind their business." But when I looked into his eyes, I realized something horrifying. He wasn't asking. He was warning me. And then the screaming stopped. Just like that. Like someone pressed mute. I should have quit right then. I should have run. But what I didn't know yet was that Marcus Hale's biggest secret wasn't behind that door. It was buried under the house, and I was about to find it. I barely slept after that night. Every time I closed my eyes, I heard that woman scream. And every time I remembered Marcus's hand on my shoulder, I felt sick. But I needed the job. I needed the money. So I kept coming back, telling myself I imagined it. Telling myself rich people do weird things. Telling myself I'd be fine. I wouldn't. 3 nights later, the cameras flickered again at exactly 2:13 a.m. But this time, the glitch didn't stop. Instead, the entire row of monitors linked to Wing C went black. Then a single feed turned back on. A basement hallway. Which made no sense because, according to the estate's blueprint, there was no basement. And at the end of the hallway stood a woman, barefoot, pale, her hair messy like she'd been pulling at it. She stared directly into the camera, as if she knew I was watching. She lifted her hand slowly, like every movement hurt. And on her palm, she'd written one word in thick, dark strokes. Run. My heart stopped. I grabbed my flashlight and reached for my radio to call the lead manager. But before I could press the button, a voice crackled through the line. Not the manager, Marcus. "Ethan," he said softly, "come in my office, now." Not a request, a command. I should have run right then. But my legs moved on autopilot, carrying me across the silent halls to his office door. When I entered, he was sitting behind his massive glass desk, sipping whiskey like it was a normal night. But his eyes were burning. "Sit," he said. I did. "Ethan, do you know why I'm successful?" he asked. "No, sir." He leaned forward. "Because I handle problems before they become threats." My throat went dry. Before I finished the sentence, Marcus slammed his hand on the desk, knocking over his whiskey. "Sign the contract," he growled, "or you won't leave this house alive." That was the moment I realized the truth. Marcus Hale wasn't scared of losing money or reputation. He was scared of what I might find if I didn't take the deal, and I wasn't leaving without answers. I pushed the contract back across the desk. "I'm not signing anything," I said, my voice barely steady. Marcus didn't blink. He studied me for a long, suffocating moment. like a predator evaluating whether the prey was worth chasing. Then he leaned back in his chair and exhaled through his nose, as if disappointed but unsurprised. "I hoped you'd be smarter," he murmured. 2 seconds later, the office door opened behind me. I didn't hear footsteps. I didn't hear the doorknob turn. The door just opened, and in walked Eric, one of the estate's private security guys. Ex-Special Forces, built like a tank, the kind of guy who could snap a man in half without sweating. "Escort Mr. Cole to the guest quarters," Marcus said. "He needs time to reconsider." Eric's hand clamped around my arm, hard. "Move!" My heart raced, but I forced myself to stay calm. If I panicked, I'd make a mistake, and mistakes around Marcus Hale didn't seem survivable. Eric led me down a silent corridor, deeper into the mansion's east wing. I'd never been there. My security badge didn't grant access. But tonight, access didn't matter. Eric opened every locked door with a master key. When we reached the end of the hallway, he shoved me into a room and slammed the door. It wasn't a guest room. There was no bed, no windows. Just a single chair bolted to the floor and a camera in the corner. A containment room for people. Or secrets. Eric didn't say a word. He locked the door from the outside. Heavy mechanical locks, the kind designed for soundproofing. And then I realized I wasn't being escorted. I was being held. I paced the room, trying to keep my breathing steady. There had to be a way out. After a few minutes, I heard the camera in the corner whir softly, turning, adjusting, focusing on me. Someone was watching. I stared directly into it. "I'm not going to disappear quietly," I said. "Whatever you're hiding, someone will find out." The camera didn't move, but something else did. A faint vibration beneath the floorboards, like machinery turning on, or a door opening underneath the house. My stomach dropped. That basement hallway, the one I wasn't supposed to see. The woman with run on her palm. She wasn't a coincidence. She was a warning. The walls of the room hummed, and then, like a miracle, the lock clicked. Not from the outside, from the inside, and the door opened 2 inches. I froze. For a moment I thought Eric had returned, or Marcus. But then I saw it, a small hand reaching through the gap. A woman's hand, the same one I'd seen on the camera, writing that one word. She whispered through the crack, voice trembling. "If you want to live, follow me. Now." I didn't hesitate. The second the door cracked open, I slipped through, heart pounding so hard it made my vision blur. The woman grabbed my wrist with surprising strength for someone who looked like she hadn't slept in weeks. "Quiet," she whispered. "They'll hear us." Her face was pale, eyes wide with a kind of fear I'd never seen before. Not panic, not anxiety, but the kind that comes from knowing exactly how cruel someone can be. "Who are you?" I whispered as we crept down the hall. "My name is Ava," she said, "and if Marcus finds me out of that room, he'll kill us both." I swallowed hard. "What room?" She didn't answer. Instead, she tugged my arm and led me toward a utility door, one I had passed 100 times during my rounds but never seen unlocked. Tonight, it swung open without resistance. Behind it was a narrow metal staircase descending into darkness. A basement. The basement that didn't exist. A cold draft drifted upward, carrying the faintest smell of bleach and something metallic. Something like blood. Ava hurried down the stairs, barefoot, stepping lightly despite the metal grates. I followed, each step echoing like a gunshot. When we reached the bottom, she flicked on a dim red emergency light, and that's when I saw it. A hallway. The same hallway I saw on the camera. Cement walls, industrial pipes, faint humming from behind steel doors. "How long have you been down here?" I asked. Ava hesitated. "Too long." We moved fast, past doors with no labels, only electronic keypads glowing faintly in the red light. Some had scratches near the handles, deep, desperate scratches. "What is this place?" I whispered. She glanced back. "You won't believe me." "Try me." Ava stopped in front of a large door reinforced with steel beams. "This," she said quietly, "is where Marcus keeps the mistakes he can't afford the world to see." I felt a chill crawl up my spine. Mistakes sounded like a word you use for a bad product prototype, not people. Ava seemed to sense what I was thinking. He didn't build his empire alone, she said. The tech, the patents, the algorithms, Marcus didn't create them. He stole them. That doesn't explain. He stole them, she repeated, from the people he locked down here. My blood ran cold. Wait, I whispered. You mean, yes, she said. I was one of his researchers. 23 of us developed the AI core that made Marcus a billionaire. 23? She nodded. Only 6 of us are still alive. I staggered back. Ava reached for the steel door's locking mechanism. If you want proof, I'll show you. But before she could enter the code, the hallway light snapped on, bright, blinding, exposing everything. A voice echoed from behind us, deep, confident, echoing through hidden speakers. Ethan, Marcus Hale said, calm as death. I'm disappointed. I gave you a choice. The speakers crackled. But now you leave me none. At the end of the hallway, a metal gate slammed shut, and behind it, the sound of heavy boots began marching toward us. Many boots, not one man, not two, a team. Ava grabbed my hand again. We run, she whispered, and this time, we don't stop. Ava pulled me into a sprint before my brain even caught up. Behind us, the synchronized stomp of boots grew louder, faster, trained men, moving like a single organism. Not security guards, not employees, a kill team. The hallway seemed to stretch endlessly as we ran, the harsh fluorescent lights above us flickering like they were panicking too. Ava knew every turn, every blind corner, every camera location. I just followed, lungs burning, legs numb with terror. They're blocking the main exit, she said between breaths. We need to reach the server vault. Why? I gasped. Because that's where everything Marcus is afraid of is stored. We rounded a corner, sharp left, sharp right, and nearly crashed into a massive reinforced door labeled Core Vault. Authorized access. Only. Ava typed a sequence on the panel so fast her fingers blurred. The lock turned yellow, then green, then the heavy door slid open just enough for us to squeeze inside. The second we slipped through, she slammed her palm onto another panel. The door sealed shut with a sound like a bank vault. Inside was a room glowing with blue server lights. Tall racks, humming, alive. But the room wasn't cold like most server rooms. It was warm, too warm, like the machines were running at full capacity, non-stop. What is all this? I asked, chest heaving. She pointed to the central rack, thicker, reinforced with metal plating. The mind of the Empire, she said. The original neural core we built. The thing Marcus stole. I stared at it, confused. You're telling me this AI is worth killing for? Ava let out a breathless, humorless laugh. Ethan, this AI didn't just make Marcus rich. It gave him control, predictive markets, data manipulation, behavioral tracking. He has access to things governments don't even know exist. My stomach twisted. This wasn't a millionaire protecting trade secrets. This was someone protecting a weapon. How does this involve you? I asked. Ava turned, eyes dark. Because I programmed the failsafe, the only thing Marcus can't hack or override. If I trigger it, everything collapses. His empire, his image, his money, everything. Before I could respond, something boomed against the vault door. The metal bent inward. Again. And again. They were using a battering ram. Ava grabbed a tablet and typed furiously. The servers flickered. A low alarm started blaring. We don't have time, she said. Once I hit this command, every file gets uploaded to cloud mirrors. Evidence, videos, blueprints, research logs, everything. The door dented inward another inch. Do it, I said. Expose him. She stopped typing. Her hands trembled. I can't, she whispered. If I do this, they'll kill us the second the door opens. But if I don't... She didn't finish the sentence. We both knew. If she didn't, Marcus would drag her back into whatever room she escaped from, and I'd disappear with her. The vault door cracked. Flashlights sliced through the gap. A masked man shouted, "Breach in 5!" Ava looked at me. Fear. Fury. and something like hope. "Ethan," she said quietly, "if you believe me, really believe me, then press this button." She handed me the tablet. On the screen, "Initiate global dump. Irreversible." I stared at the button, at Ava, at the door about to break open. Then, boom! The hinge snapped. Dust filled the air. I had 1 second, maybe less. I made my choice, and I pressed the button. The moment my thumb hit the button, every server in the room screamed to life. Blue lights flashed white, fans roared, and a shockwave of heat rolled off the machines like they were waking from a 20-year coma. Ava gasped, half in terror, half in relief. "It's done," she whispered. The vault door exploded inward. Armed men flooded the room, black tactical gear, visors, assault rifles raised. The first one through pointed his weapon directly at Ava's head. "Down! Now!" Before I could react, Ava stepped in front of me, shielding me with her body. The lead soldier tapped his earpiece. "Sir, they triggered it. The dump is active." Marcus's voice crackled through the comms, colder than ice. "Then kill them, both." My blood turned to glass. The soldier chambered around. Ava squeezed her eyes shut. And just as he lifted the rifle to fire, the servers detonated with a blinding blast of white light. Not an explosion. A power surge. A catastrophic overload triggered by the failsafe. The lights blew out. The consoles sparked. Screams echoed as half the soldiers staggered back, clutching their helmets. The shockwave threw me to the floor. Ava fell beside me. Smoke filled the room, thick and metallic. "Ava!" I coughed. "Are you—" "I'm fine," she wheezed. "But we need to move. Now." In the chaos, we crawled toward a maintenance hatch near the back wall, the only exit not blocked by soldiers. Ava yanked it open, and we dropped into a narrow service tunnel below. The air was suffocating. Behind us, Marcus's voice thundered through the ventilation system. "You think this will stop me? You think anyone will believe you? Do you know who I am?" His voice cracked into a roar. "I am—" Ava shut the hatch before he could finish. We ran. The tunnel twisted downward like a buried serpent. Pipes rattled above us as security systems crashed one by one. Far behind, we heard pounding, soldiers dropping into the tunnels to follow. "They won't stop," Ava said, breathless. When the upload completes, Marcus loses everything. We need to reach the outer breach before— Suddenly, a siren wailed overhead. "Upload complete, 100%. I felt my knees weaken. It was real. The evidence, years of stolen research, illegal experiments, missing employees, was now everywhere. Every server mirror, every archive, every journalist's anonymous inbox, everything Marcus built, gone. We burst out of the tunnel into an overgrown ravine at the far edge of the estate. Night air hit my lungs like ice. Ava collapsed to her knees, shaking. "It's over," she whispered. For a moment, I believed her. Then headlights cut through the trees. A black SUV skidded to a stop. Marcus Hale stepped out. No suit, no smile, just pure murderous rage. He raised a pistol. "You should have taken the money, Ethan." Before he could fire, a helicopter spotlight blasted down onto him. "Put the weapon down. This is the FBI." Agents swarmed from the ridge, weapons drawn. Marcus spun toward them, stunned, realizing in real time what a global data leak triggers. He dropped the gun. They tackled him into the dirt. Ava grabbed my hand, trembling. "We did it," she whispered again. And this time, I believed her. 2 weeks later, the story broke worldwide. Tech icon exposed as fraud, kidnapper, and master of intel theft. Underground facility found in multi-million-dollar estate. Whistleblowers saved dozens of missing researchers. Marcus Hale faces life in federal prison. The survivors, including Ava, are now under protection. As for me, I'm still trying to sleep at night, still hearing the screams, still seeing that hallway. But I also hear something else, a notification tone from my bank app, a government reward, whistleblower compensation, 7 figures, more money than I ever dreamed of, enough to change my life forever. So, yeah, this is the story of how a millionaire tried to kill me, and how accidentally I became one instead.